Hello, everybody. This is Grace with Grace on a Journey Channelings. Welcome to the new fellow travelers. And to those of you returning, welcome back. You are loved, valued, and very much appreciated. Now, let's take this time to show ourselves some love. And we'll do that by giving ourselves a hug. Gentle reminder. Have you balanced your chakras today? Let's begin our chakra exercise. Today we'll be starting with the root chakra. And I have balance. Sacral chakra. I feel that today I embrace love. Solar plexus chakra. I can enforce my boundaries. Heart chakra. I love with an unwavering love in truth. Throat chakra. I speak in my authenticity. Third eye chakra. I see that I already have everything that I need. Crown chakra. I know I am worthy. Now, today, I again had a back and forth with what I would title the episode. That happens sometimes. But I decided which one to go with finally. And it's very much to the point. Show up as you. Okay? Show up as you. Now, some people may get that immediately, right? And others may wonder, what's that all about? Well, the truth is, a lot of us don't show up as ourselves because we wear masks. And we believe in the mask to the point where we forget it was a lie. And we expect everybody to accept the mask and move forward with the mask. But I'm here to bring it to your attention that might be the wrong way to go about it. And the reason why is because some people, although we are rare, some people actually don't wear masks, right? And we actually show up as we are. Some throat chakra interference, but God's got me and I'm not going to quit. As I was saying, some of us show up as we are. The problem with that is sometimes that's not appreciated, right? And we've come to a point where we accept that we're not for everyone. And that's okay because we're surrounded by love. In fact, we know it in our soul, right? We're never alone. And that is why we grow in love. Because just as I started, I was gonna start the episode today. I was given the angel number, and I want to share it because it is definitely in relation to what we're speaking of. It was basically relaying a message that to detach from people that make you feel small, right? Surround yourself with people that show you love. And this is how I'm living my life today. And I say this that way because there was a time when I didn't understand that I could set a boundary. And that was because I was not well informed on how to maneuver in my relationships until I reached a point where I was unsatisfied with emotional roller coasters, especially when majority of the time it was by the other party. As I've shared before, I've had no issues. I'll say it again because that is my truth. I've had no issues to walk away. And the reason why I've had no issues to walk away is because if I'm walking away, it's because it's not working. Let that marinate. People do not separate because everything is going well and we just are two lovebirds. And people don't break up in those seasons, right? You break up when you talked enough. You've explained enough. You've had patience enough, right? And then everybody has their own limitations. Some people can accept things and some people won't. Right? That has a lot to do with the person's background, their education, their temperament. Okay. Are they a follower? Are they a leader? Whatever the case, we need to understand in our maturity that everyone's different. And everyone brings something new to the table. One of the things that I've come across on social media, I don't know which one in particular, was I guess it was a short, and there was a man stating that a lot of men claim that they want a queen. But the truth is, you don't even know what a queen is. In fact, you should figure out, research, and learn what it is to be a queen before you claim you want a queen. And what he said in the following made a lot of sense to me as well. He said, a queen can think for herself, right? A queen makes her own decisions. A queen respects herself. A queen lives in her truth. Now, a lot of y'all, whether we are speaking to the females or the males, and whether we are referring to kings or queens, but there are certain traits, certain characteristics that they hold, right? And it does not last when they are not on the same plane. When it is someone who is an imposter. When it is someone who is not of a royal bloodline. In fact, what I've discovered is that there are times you are in a relationship with someone, right? And they have a mask on. So you don't really know what's behind that mask. But I've learned through personal experience, other than God, other than our guardian angels, our beloved ancestors all see what's below the mask, right? And those of us that take the time to connect with ourselves, like we go within, we practice introspection, we meditate, okay? Those of us who can critique ourselves. And this is why when others critique us, we wonder why, because nobody can criticize me more than myself. There's not a single day before I lay my head that I don't think of something that I can improve tomorrow. Because I will never wake up perfect. You feel me? So whether it was my interaction with my child or my partner, or how much time I spent with God, or did I drink enough water today? Did I spend some time in doing some type of physical activity today? Did I show up and show kindness to at least one person today? Did I give someone a compliment, a word of encouragement, and I love you today? Now, if you pay attention, you will notice what I'm saying is also connected to our chakras. Remember the exercise we did earlier, right? When we discussed, I feel, I am, I know, and so forth. So it's that easy. Those of you that want to look inward. This is how you know if your chakras are blocked, right? And if you need it opened. And if you do need it open, there are different therapies that can assist with that. Whether it's related to nutrition or, journaling or, just more effort, more application in self-development, you can realign yourself. But everybody has choices. And we have to accept that everyone is an individual. And guess what? It's okay. Let me tell you some truth that some people may not want to hear. Okay? There are times, and I'm saying this because let's just say I've taken that approach with some people, and it's because they gave me the scissors, so I had to cut the cords, right? So there are people that have a temperament that is very dismissing, right? They talk to you any kind of way. And I'm not only speaking about romantic relationships, okay? It could be a family member. It could even be a friend. Would you believe that? Because if you pay attention to your friends, there will always be one that thinks she could be your mom. It's okay for you to be my big sister, right? But you can't be my mom because only my mom is my mom. So the type of relationship we have will not consist of you telling me what to do and me obeying you. Yes, I had to set someone straight with that, And one of the reasons why I am so free with my boundaries is because I am so free with your freedom. I am not one to come to ask you to change. I accept you as you are because that is your choice and your path to live. I don't like labels, right? So I'm not going to call myself what I'm thinking right now, which relates to someone that is very open and non-judgmental and so forth. But at the same time, is it wrong for me to expect that you respect my boundaries as well? Like, if I can't tell you who you need to be in a relationship with, right? Because that would be disrespecting you, right? Okay. Now, what gives you the authority to do that? I just want to know. If I can't tell you how to spend your money, question. What gives you the authority to tell me what to do with mine. Right? In fact, there are those that you find yourselves in a relationship with. I don't know if I should categorize it as being rude or there are many things I could call it now, but trying to be nice, y'all. Or, just, well, I got to go there. Just being ignorant about certain ways in relating to others socially, that they exhibit certain behaviors that are very immature. There are certain things that are considered when you have tact. And sometimes you don't recognize it in others. And these same people, they are not showing respect. They are making comments like, this is after the relationship, not when y'all just talking now. Because when you just talking, they show up as their best self, right? Is it that or the mask? Question. But they make comments like, you're not my mother. You don't tell me where to go or who to be friends with, or they just talk, and their behavior is very nonchalant, and the thing is, a lot of times people are just trying to communicate with you. They're not trying to order you around. Like I say, I want you to show up as yourself because I'm with you. So why would you be acting? But many people, they wear masks and they end a relationship without the person even knowing who they really are. Like, there are times I sit back and I'm like, yo, how could you be married and you don't know who you married? I'm serious. This was before my divorce. This is why I recollect certain memories. You only remember things that made you feel a certain way. Right? I remember a comment being made, oh, you see me? I don't have problem, with ending relationships. I could just leave. That's just who I am. That's how, you see, some of us say it and some of us live it. You see the difference? See, I never would have made that comment to say, especially when I'm speaking to a spouse, that I don't have a problem, right? To leave a relationship because I find one right away. Or if I can't get my papers straight, then, I would have to move on. And here I am being vulnerable and questioning, well, what about us? There would be no us. What you want me to do? I gotta put myself first. Yo, I remember it all. How would that make you feel? But the difference between me and the next person, I hear it, I register it, and I show you. You feel me? I said I show you. Because I don't threaten people. I don't believe in that. And I'm not going to go back and forth with you and call you all kind of names or, yo, me? Do black magic to keep a man? God forbid. What? Child, I can't get that desperate. Never that. In fact, I am somebody that if I think that you're with me for the wrong intention, I don't even want. See the difference between people? I don't even want you. I only want you if you want me. I was very different in high school, right? Number one, I never dated anyone in high school. Did I have crushes? Who doesn't? Right? So what ended up happening, which carried on throughout my adult life, is I learned how to be friends with the opposite sex. So I would have friends, people. I don't know if y'all even get where I'm going with this. Like, I would have a lot of friends. And we're not saying friends with benefits, because we don't play that. You understand? But I would have friends. I would have friends I could call on if I'm going through something or if I just need to talk, if I'm bored. You know, a friend, hey, let's go see Star Trek or whatever. Mind you, we get there, we're not even holding hands. And we cool with that. And that's okay because we're not even in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? Because it's okay for us to just be single. There are times when you spend seasons when you're just single. And sometimes the reason why it doesn't even get further is because of the fact that the person came in their truth and you came in your truth and you see it wouldn't work anyway. You see, there was one person in particular. I'm not going to put his frat on blast, but he belonged to a fraternity. And let's just say I gained a lot of insight of their behaviors, right? And their interactions with women. Dare I say, very loose with women, right? So I already knew. Yeah. You went to Iraq, you came back, you have your stuff together. You graduated from college. And so it's like some women would have been like, oh, you know what I'm saying? That's a catch. But I know your life though. See, we friends, right? And I know every Thursday night that y'all have to go pick up a number of girls and you bring, to the party. Not every Thursday night, every single person. And this is one person is chosen. Like, what Thursday belongs to you. And you go and you pick up girls and you invite them to a party or whatever. And, when the other frat brothers come, they connect. I don't know how far it goes, but I heard it could go far. You understand? And so why in the world would I entertain anything but a friendship with that? You understand? Everyone should show up as you are, because when you don't, you waste people's time. And what you don't realize, when you show up as you are, you will keep that person in your life for a longer amount of time. Not necessarily forever. Let's be real. Some people are there for seasons, not forever. Because we are on a journey called life. This is a school. Some of us are teachers. Some of us are students. And all of us have opportunities to be either or. I love to have conversation and discuss things because everyone has something to teach, right? At some capacity. But yes, I do like the intellectual mind, right? And that's my preference, and that's okay. If I'm just going to sit there and talk to you and all we're going to do is gossip, you don't have anything, to teach me. You don't have any question about anything as far as my desires, my spiritual life, if it's just a physical thing, what's that? Like, I don't know. Like I said, do as you wish. I don't really care. But that's just not my cup of tea. And the reason why I'll go back to what I was saying about high school is because there would be women, well, not women, obvious, we were teenagers, but there would be teenagers that would be all over just one boy, right? Just one boy. Oh, because he has a certain complexion. And oh my gosh, I love his hair. And oh my gosh, if we had children, they would be so cute. Yo, I heard it all. Right? I got some inside jokes regarding that too, but let's stick to the subject. But that's the boy that I would be the meanest to. I'm not saying that wasn't immature. I'm saying that's my truth. And the reason why is I don't like arrogance. You see how everyone's different? Some people would go towards the guy that everybody's after because, he's popular, he's cool, he looks that way. I'm the one he won't even get a hello from, right? I'm the one that's not playing with him, right? And that's just how I've always been. And I guess that's why people don't understand me. Like, I'm different, It's not only somebody's looks that I look at when I think, okay, maybe this can develop to something. Because there's more to life than looks. And as a matter of fact, I don't know which elder told me, but I always got wisdom, right? Like I told you, I grew up with a lot of family, and obviously they were older than me. And they would be telling me these things like, looks fade away. And so when you're looking for someone to spend your life with, you should consider, do you have chemistry? Do you both love God? Is he there for you? Can he support you? And so forth. So I've maneuvered through life differently. And I've also don't have the traumas that certain women have because they feel used and, abused and so forth because of the fact I could be a friend. Now, a lot of you might find this strange, right? But it will explain to what extent that I can be a friend. I was much younger, and I connected with someone, and we began writing each other. Something like a pen pal. But it was always jokes. Like I was always running jokes on him, and he was always running, because it started with writing, then it started with the phone. Then it continued, it developed, I should say, to the phone. Would you imagine I was a friend to someone I never met before, all through his journey through becoming an engineer? I was his friend when he first got his job as an engineer. I think it was somewhere in Sandals. He was in Jamaica, right? Listen, every birthday, and I'm talking every birthday, for the 12 years that we were connecting, not one birthday anybody called me before him. He would be the one that calls me 5 in the morning or 5:30 in the morning. Happy birthday. I wanted to be the first one to tell. And I would get so upset with myself every year because I always forgot. And it still gets to me. I'm like, nah, I shouldn't have done that. You know what I'm saying? But we're born in the same month. And for some reason, like I didn't get to say that to him on the day, but soon as I remembered, I would connect to him and I would tell him that happy birthday, I'm so sorry, I'm gonna remember. And like I said, years passed, right? And of course we didn't talk every day now. Sometimes we talked once a month. But we always, it's like if I didn't talk to him in a long time, he still would, when we connected, it was like we talked yesterday. So I got to learn so much about, engineering and, of course, there were times he talked about his girlfriend. There were times he was debating if he wanted to move in with a woman. There were times that I was pushing him to get married. I was like, listen, you've been with this girl for at least 3 years. You've lived with her. Respect her. You need to marry her. You love her. I know you love her. And that didn't happen. See, men can be very interesting, because he ended up marrying somebody that he only knew maybe 6 months. And the one he was living with, he said goodbye to. And he didn't get into it. So I didn't really know. And I respect people's boundaries. I'm not going to be like, what happened? Why? I just had to respect that. But the reason I am even mentioning this is because we did finally meet. Right? And when we met, I don't know how to describe it because it's like I've known you for over 10 years. You're like a brother to me. But at the same time, I have to be respectful, okay? Because we're not together that way. And so you need to respect me and I need to respect you. He met my son. Hi, little man. I know your mom before she even was pregnant. You know, got pictures together and everything. And so people like me can end up being misunderstood, right? Because a lot of people would say, yeah, right. You knew somebody for 12 years. You never met. And then you finally met. And would you believe this? This is a joke. We finally met. And then, because he came to see me, right? He drove to see me when he got to Florida. And mentioned that he was going to go to a club and everybody was going to be wearing white. And, it's going to be, I forgot the lingo he was using because a lot of times there was some patois stuff. But basically it was going to be lit. And you should go. And I was like, nah, I don't go to clubs. You know that. I've never told you I've ever done things. I've ever went to a club before. That's just not my thing. I am interested in other things. Like I go roller skating. I go bowling. I like picnics and different activities, right? But I'm just not part of the club scene. So I didn't go. Now, when I find out he's engaged, the person he was engaged to is 6 minutes away from me. Just 6 minutes away from my address. And that's how life is weird because, like, you can invest your time in someone. And I'm speaking of the girl that was living with him. You can invest your time in someone thinking things are going to go somewhere. And no, it doesn't. Because life happens. And those of us that survive are the ones that can go with the flow. And these friendships change when you get married. See, when you get married, you have to tell them, I'm getting married, so we can't, back and forth like we used to. I have to be respectful. You have to be respectful. And that's understood. Boundaries respected. The same way if they get married, which has happened, some wives are more, picky or more insecure, for lack of a better word. I would have preferred not to use that because it's just a call of respect, right? But yeah, she's going to go with the mouth, if you know what I'm saying. So just don't get me into trouble. And I understood, okay, so I'll just like a picture on social media. Like, we don't need to be on the phone. We don't need to talk. It's okay if we go to a different, how should I put this? It's okay if our friendship evolves in a different way. You know what I'm saying? You have to accept life as it goes. It's not always going to work out. And sometimes it does work out. Sometimes you've invested your time in somebody and you think that, okay, this is going to go somewhere. This is forever. And it doesn't work out because the person didn't show up as themselves. In fact, you didn't even know the person. And this is why we need to make decisions to consider our foundations. Our foundations should always stand on truth, openness, respect, loyalty. Can I say loyalty? I said loyalty, okay? See, if you camping with my enemies, do I need to finish that statement? If you camping with my enemies, how in the world can we be friends? Yeah, that's how it is. I require loyalty because I give loyalty. I'ma stand by you. I'ma show up when you need me. I'ma tell you what you need to hear. I'ma show you I care. I'm going to give you that encouraging word when you need it. That's a friend who's loyal, right? And when you know how to be a good friend, you know how to be a good partner. And so because I got to have male friends, and to be honest with y'all, this was since high school, y'all. This was since high school that I would be giving advice for relationships. And half of these girls don't even know how much I knew about what was going on with their relationship, you know. But people always saw a trusting person. Somebody who's not going to spread your business, somebody who's cool, somebody who's not going to judge you, and a safe person. I've earned my respect. And this is why I'm very much respected. You see, so now, when I finally entered a relationship in my mid-20s, I expected respect because I already was surrounded by those that gave me respect. You understand how that goes? So now when I enter a relationship, I'm not entering a relationship being pick me. I'm not entering a relationship being, this way or that way. I know who I am. I know I can set a boundary, right? I know I don't need you. If you don't need me, I don't need you. And the funny part about all of this, some people would have thought, well, the reason why she's like that is because she's not invested. Nah. Let me explain this to y'all. There are certain people, I think they use the term love hard very loosely because half the people that think they love hard, no, y'all don't. No, y'all don't. When I am invested in you, it's 100%. You see the difference? You can trust me because I stand by the belief that I'm supposed to live in integrity, right? I'm also supposed to be honest. I'm also supposed to not get a reputation. Do you understand? See, I was raised a certain way. And this is how it was so ironic that I've never had that type of reputation. And then I encountered a demon who became a husband and a divorcee that doesn't understand that it's time to move on. You see, you could play games all you want to with all your friends and your family. Oh, I'm cool. Oh, I don't worry about her. Oh. But what you do in the shadows are revealed to me. Right? One of the reasons you disliked me the most, although you've never said it, is I see right through you. Like you can't come with your BS over here. And the funny thing about me, I let you believe what you want to believe. So you thought when you said I should never go through your phone because your father said that you should never go through a woman's phone and a woman should never go through your phone because they'll always find something that ends the relationship. Right? Oh, you stand on that and I just have to trust you. And unfortunately for you, I could give two beep about your phone. I've never been the type that is going to be looking at anybody's phone. For what? See, when I can't trust you, we can't be together. So the fact that I got to go on your phone means I don't trust you. And so if I don't trust you, why am I with you? Can you make it make sense? I'm the type, you could leave the phone on the bed or on the table or in the car. And I'm not going to be the one that's looking at your contacts. No. It's just never been something that mattered. Because I pay attention to you. Now, I wouldn't necessarily tell every woman you have to follow that piece of advice. I feel you need to follow your own intuition. But one thing for sure is when you tell a woman that, you diminish the trust. Although she doesn't tell you anything, right? She always has a little reservation that he could do something stupid. Especially when you've gotten calls from females that you're calling all types of B words and explaining the reason why you were so rude and disrespectful is because that's your ex and that you're married and she's being disrespectful. And I was the one who said, just because you break up with somebody does not mean you have to be calling them the B word and all of that. As a matter of fact, I've never experienced that. You break up with someone, okay. They move on, you move on. Why do they have to call me a B word? Why do I have to call them whatever it is? You see, sometimes we self-sabotage. If you paid attention, I moved on. I wasn't sweating you like you thought. I'm sorry to tell you the truth, but nah, not like how you thought. If you thought because I showed up for you, I was caring, I was, loving, I was nurturing, I helped you, this is who I am. Okay? A friend will have that same interaction with me. Do you understand? And so, just because someone is nice, just because somebody lets things go, tries to be the bigger person, it's not because they, like they're dizzy. It's not because they're crazy. I'm trying to put this out there so people can understand. You may think you got someone whipped and you don't. Because that same person who shows up with you and is 100% with effort is that same person who could say, oh, it's time to quit. Right? So when I quit, I've never tried to go back to a job I left. I've never felt the need to be calling a supervisor or, sometimes I keep in touch with the coworkers, but that's a different story. But I'm not going to invest my time where I quit. And pay attention to this. When you love hard, you give the person your time, correct? So if I'm busy giving the person I love time, where would I find the time for you? I'm just trying to make it make sense. See, I need to be available, right? I need to show up. I need to be there. I need to be encouraging. I need to, let them know that what you mean to me, encourage the person. Don't let other women to have to tell your man he's handsome. Learn that, ladies. I know a lot of you were taught, oh, you're not going to say this because it's going to make his head big or whatever nonsense they be saying on, in certain circles. Nah. The same way he could say you're beautiful is the same way you could say you're handsome. And you don't have to wait until he tells you you're beautiful for you to say. You can say it when you feel it. So, if I'm busy showing up emotionally, physically, spiritually, where in my schedule, I must ask you again, where in my schedule would I have the time to entertain any person, place, or thing, confirmation, that tried to make me feel small? Get it? And certain games you can't run on everybody, especially when someone's been treated right before. Take a note of that. The only way you could bring down a woman and make her feel insecure and all of this and feel as if she has to stay in the relationship and nobody else is gonna want her and you just lucky to have him. Let me tell you something. Like I said, the only way you could play those games forever, ever, is if she has not experienced someone that made her feel like a queen before you. Because whoever made her feel like a queen before you, back in her mind, she'll remember he would have never done that. He always did that. She don't have to tell you nothing. As a matter of fact, I never told you nothing. Right? I'm not going to bring up my past and say, this and that or whatever. But you have no clue what's up here. Just me and God knows. Right? So I'm observing. Yeah, you tried to make me feel unattractive. You did, right? There was not one picture that I've ever showed you, right, that you said was beautiful. Not one. Mind you, I have seasons I take pictures and I have seasons I don't. So it's not like I was taking pictures every day. But there would be a time that I take one and I know what I see. You feel me? And I show you the picture and, oh, okay. So let's change the subject. Like you don't say let's change, but you just change the subject. What message is that relaying to me? And I've never before you had anybody, male or female, that hasn't seen me one day, that hasn't said, oh, I like your outfit. Oh, those earrings are dope. I like what you did with your hair. No, it didn't happen every day. But it happened once. You feel me? So somebody who never does it is intentionally not doing it. There's another way you tried to make me feel small the first week of marriage. I took note of that. Don't play with the woman's emotions. Because you lessen what they thought was love every time you do it. Until the point there's no love. Like, I'm so detached. I never thought in my truth I would be this detached from someone I thought promised to be there. But hey, that's life. What am I supposed to do about it? I'm supposed to, give up on life and give up on love and give up on trusting others and give up on raising my child and give up on having hobbies and interests and missions and a career. Are you kidding me? I'm going to give you some time to figure that out. Are you kidding me? Me. Nah. What I'm going to do is brush my shoulders off, right? What I'm going to do is go in the mirror and say, don't make me smack you one time. You better remember who the hell you are. And repeat what I've heard my elders say. It's the principle. Don't entertain the past. It's the principle. So, ain't no looking back. Something else I was taught by one of my elders is there are men that leave a relationship and they want to get some get back because you're the one that left, right? So they'll come back and pretend they're interested in you. And I remember when she told me this, I was like, I think 26, 27. And at the time I was like, whatever. Like, I didn't understand at that time. I didn't have that level of maturity at that time. I just thought, dang, she always has something to say. She always in somebody's business. I wish I never told her that somebody was trying to come back. But she told me that. And you know what? I listened. And I didn't regret it. And it's not because I know for sure that that person was going to do something to me or whatever, but it taught me to look out for me. How am I going to refute guidance that's teaching me how to look out for me? Right? I've had elders, once again, that's told me, you're a single mom now. It's not all type of men you could have around your child. You have to pray about it. And you don't ever play about your child. You understand? Don't ever play about your child. Which is why you never came incorrect one day. Because you already know. You understand? The only way you was able to come at them is through spiritual attack. But you know I'm 100% real. You know what I'm saying? So as much as you would prance, yeah, I said prance around and always talking about, oh, I'm going to kill this person because he disrespected this and or she said this and always some gossip. Damn. You gossip more than me. Every single morning, some kind of crap from WhatsApp, then some, phone conversation, and every single morning you appear to be counseling people from your family who's wilding out, arguing, disrespecting each other, and all of this right in front of me. And you would get people calling you and telling you, oh, so-and-so disrespected me this way. Oh, she said that? She did that? She would never do that if I was down there. Like you some kind of God, right? Don't worry about it. I'm going to fix the situation. All type of obscenities and you threats and yeah, I remember that. And guess what? I wasn't attracted to that either. Once a man says it one time, pay close attention. Pay close attention to what I'm about to say. One time, I want to kill. You lost me. Because if you can kill this one, you could kill me. Once I heard you say, your family said, you should have killed the mother of your child. Your first wife. Remember her? Because she left you behind. Remember that? I wonder why. Oh, my uncle said I shoulda. So, you being so smart didn't figure out that if I tell Grace this, she may think about it and say, I could do that to her too. Do you have to be a genius for that one? Do you have to be a genius for that one? And the fact that you said your family. Okay, let's keep it real. Not real, let's keep it specific. The fact that you said your uncle told you to do that is telling me what? He can't be trusted. In fact, he's a bad influence. I told you, I don't play about domestic abuse. In fact, I promised myself I would not allow that in my life because I saw enough in my childhood. Right? And I feel the need to go into detail because it would be dishonoring my father if I didn't go into detail. I never, ever, infinity and beyond saw my father raise his hand one time to my mother. When I refer to abuse, when you're a child, you are very sensitive. You see things differently. You don't understand things. You hear things. They threaten you. When you get loud, when you slam the table, when you punch this, when you punch a wall, that's a dysfunctional household. Right? Especially when that's a family-owned building. So every time there's a back and forth, grandma's there, grandpa's there, aunt is there, cousin's there. Everyone's there. 2 in the morning, 4 in the morning. You think that's not going to affect a 5-year-old? You think that's not going to affect a child that hears, I'm going to take the kids away. I'm going to take them. Or to upset my mom to just come and grab me and my brother in his arms and leave with us. And she's threatened that she will never see us again. Why? Because you threatened her. You said you would take her kids away. That threat is what broke her. So that's why we need to watch what we say. Because the power of the tongue can destroy. So when you're making threats, I'ma show you who's mad. I'ma show you who's running things. how is that going to be processed in the mind of a child? Mind you, she sees commotion. If you're punching a wall, it's commotion. Okay? If I'm taking breaks because as I'm talking to you, I'm going back to my childhood. So I like to be accurate because he deserves the truth. I never paint people to be worse than they were. That's not in my nature. If I call you something, you earned it. No, I'm not perfect. But I do know where I am 100. It was threats that he made that brought him alone for the rest of his days. I said it was threats that he made, as personal as that is. That left him alone for the rest of his days. And this is why it broke me down. Yo! New Year's Day, people. I get a phone call. I have something to tell you. And you know you haven't seen your dad in a long time, right? People, my knees started bending because I heard I haven't seen my father in a long time. And I know what you're going to say next. He died last night. There has never been a time before that day or even after that day that I cried so hard. Every time I look in the mirror, I see my father. Because I looked like him. And my brother looked like my mother. This is what brought me to looking for help. I had to look for help. Because some years were passing by. And I was still depressed about it. It hurts a lot when you loved someone and He didn't love himself. I'm not even going to say he didn't love me. I'm going to say he didn't love himself, because when you don't act right, you know what's at stake. You don't love yourself. If me and my dad was estranged before he passed, you threatened my mother. You threatened her life. Mind you, my grandmother was killed by her husband. I remember learning that information, what he said. And as scared as I was, because that man didn't play. Shoot. He didn't play. I have to give him his props. I am who I am today because he didn't play. Like, let me hear you acting inappropriate in school. Mind you, I'm going to come to that school anytime I feel like. And I better not see you talking to any boy. My 18th birthday. Someone didn't show up to my party. He brought a gift the next day. He takes me to the side and says, I don't know what you think this is, right? But you're not allowed to be in a relationship until you finish college. Straight up. And I'm thinking, this man bugging, like. But of course, I'm not going to go back and forth because I said he didn't play. I just made the comment that, and as a matter of fact, when I made the comment, I made sure I wasn't home. I made sure I was in a safe place. I just made the comment that, what are you talking about? How is this fair? Because you married my mother at 21. And you telling me I can't date until I finish college and you know what I'm studying. I'm going to be in college for a minute. What are you talking about? Listen, I don't care how you feel about it. I don't care what you say. One thing I do know, you better find your way home before I come get you where you at. Mind you, I'm in my grandma's house. I come back home. Why? He didn't play. So understand, when I had to confront him about what he said, I had to take my woman on and give myself a pep talk. You're going to do this. You're going to get through this. And you're going to be straight to the point. So I approach him, and everything I planned on saying is not what I said. I just remember saying, face to face, I heard you said that you was gonna kill my mom. I want you to know the same way you hate that man that killed your mom. Well, you know what's next. Straight up. See, I always have a limit. I have to respect you. I know this. I was raised to respect you. But when you threaten in your mind, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to show up. That's all I know how to do. Every time there was an argument since I was a kid, I was the one who said, stop it. Let's talk about this later. Why do we have to argue again? Me. Separating folk. And this man who never played didn't say a word. Not one word. And we grew apart. I sacrificed my youth. I didn't go away to college like my friends. I went to the local university because I was in fear that if I was on campus somewhere and someone called me and told me my mother passed, I couldn't handle that. There were times I didn't even want to leave my house because I know there's tension. And I don't want it to ever get aggravated to the point that there's no repair. Listen, a threat can go a long way. The tone of your voice can go a long way. The violence you display can go a long way. You're destroying your entire family. And this same man who was so perfect in every other way made me feel loved, taught me how to drive. I'm an excellent parallel. Like I can park parallel because of him. I know a lot of people who can't. But took the time to show me over and over and over until it was perfect. He showed up in areas he chose to show up. Same man. Let somebody threaten me. Let somebody play with me. And this is why I say he didn't play. Because I saw how he showed up. If somebody came for me or came for my child, came for my brother, whether you are an adult or a child, strike me one time. Let me tell my dad and you see what's up. And this is why there were times I would get a spanking and I wouldn't even tell him. Because I already know where it's going to go. Right? Sometimes people are estranged not because they don't love each other. It's called self-preservation. And so a long time after that, there was not a relationship I entered that say, I'm going to tell you this on day one. You see me? I know we cool, right? I want to stay cool with you. But you see me? Call me out of my name one time. It just takes one. Just once. And this is why as much as I've encountered those that were toxic, there was limits to that. So and another thing, you touch me one time. I said you touch me one time. That's 911. I want to make it clear, okay? Yeah, I'm cool. Yeah. We having fun. Yeah. I like your personality. Yeah. But you hit me one time. That's 911. It's funny how there's a joke, not a joke, but something that makes me giggle, I guess, regarding that boundary that was set. I remember storming out, right? Because if you want to come in correct, I'm out of here. Period. And the person I was having the argument with, hey, let's talk about this. I was like, ain't nothing to talk about. Didn't I set that boundary with you? As I'm opening the door, he almost grabs me. I said almost. You know why it's almost? Because he hesitated. Because he knew. You touch me one time. I know where you live. No, he didn't touch me. In fact, he drove after me many blocks in his car. Please. I just want to say I'm sorry. Please, just park the car. Just park the car. And I ignored him until he was desperate enough to throw a pencil. A pencil to my car. And it hit the door. I was like, this is a fool right here. Okay, whatever. You see that park over there? That's where I'm going. In front of men on a basketball court. in enough distance that they can see us. Yeah, because we're in the parking lot. He came and apologized and got on his knees. And you wouldn't believe his background because you wouldn't believe. You would not believe his background. Because men like that can be very argumentative, can get loud. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to get on their knees, especially in public. Nah, they're not going to do that. I'm sorry. Does that mean the relationship went any further? No. Does that mean I ignored him and let him go to voicemail? Yes. In fact, he's the one that called me 16 times. You crossed the boundary. I'm not going to let anybody disrespect me. There are certain words you never utilize when you're referring to a woman. I said, no. You see, you're the first person that ever called me that. And it's not going to happen again. That's it. Because you have to show up as yourself in the relationship. Because if I let it go, eventually, when he did it again and again and again, I would eventually get tired of it and want out. And it could get complicated. It could get complicated. Yeah, it could get complicated. Because some people try to take your life. And although I've always believed in angels, but they were never more real to me that night when I didn't know if I would make it out alive. All I said was, I want to live my life a certain way. Because on Easter Sunday, the pastor made a comment that he hopes Jesus comes back on Easter Sunday. Because all of y'all, half of y'all, only come on Easter Sunday. And that majority of the church would be sitting down. And only a few of us would be rising up. Because I went to New York for a couple of days. That's my hometown. And so when I got back to my location, I said, listen, I want to live strictly for God, okay? You see, I was manipulated, okay? Because I was programmed, okay? And I could be real about that. If a pastor said something, if a prophet said something, as long as it's according to scripture, then we respected that. So I came back home and I said, listen, I want to live my life a certain way. If you don't agree to these boundaries, then we can't be together anymore, because I want to live in a way that I don't feel guilty, and in a way that I feel that I'm on good terms with God. Right? Because we're programmed, you wait until marriage. I don't want to get too personal. I really don't want to get too personal. So we're not going to get too personal. We'll leave the inside jokes for the inside. But his immediate reaction was to grab me by the throat. One hand on the throat, one hand on my wrist. I said, "You're hurting me. Let go. What are you doing?" Like, I couldn't believe it. I said, "What are you doing? What did I say?" His response was, "I know you met Beep when you went to New York, but I ain't gonna let you play with me. Women don't leave me, I leave them." Yeah, so you're gonna take my life for that? This is not what I told him, but like right now, that's how I'm processing it. So because I'm leaving, because I didn't even say I'm not going to talk to you anymore. I'm not saying we're not going to go out anymore. I'm saying there are certain activities that we're not going to participate in. And so you're going to take me by the neck and the wrist and say it's because I met somebody when I went to New York, and you don't play that, and this and that, and all types of vulgarities. And there was a man who appeared on the driver's side of the seat. These were men surrounding the car. Another appeared on the passenger side of the car, right? Another man appeared in the front of the car. They did not say a word. He let me go. Tall men, right? I remember their faces till this day. And I remember trying to get into my car, and I said, "Nah, I have to say thank you." And I turned around and they were gone. There was no way. We were on a very busy street, right? Gigantic parking lot. So whether you went north, south, east, or west, I should be able to see you three, not one, you three together. Nah, I didn't see one. Until this day, I believe they were angels. They saved my life. God showed up for me because God knew I just wanted to live like the scriptures told me to live. He wasn't going to let nobody kill me because I said I wanted to live according to his word. God is faithful. But what we fail to understand is a lot of us just want to keep him in a box. We only want to know a portion of him. We only want to know what we believe happened in the past concerning him. But we fear the present, the future. We say that people are not in their truth when they give you a word of prophecy. We say people that are not playing church, people that are not holy rollers, people that respect everyone's beliefs. You have your belief, I have my belief. I don't have to be uniform to you. Evolving involves change. And so in that season, that is what I believed. In this season, I'm aware that he's still real. In fact, he still communicates. Would you believe that? In fact, he's still redirecting us to live a better life. And today, I'm not afraid of how God shows up. I'm not afraid of what God asks of me. Honestly, I think one of the reasons why I'm so favored is because there's not one thing I do. I said not one thing, not one decision that I have to make that I don't consult him. Due to that, we have a bond that's unbreakable. You understand? Due to that, he gives me insight and ways to maneuver in my life that will make me abundant and safe. And most importantly, loved. He knows me. He knows my heart. He knows I would never enter a fraudulent marriage. But the fact that I encountered a Judas because he agreed to spy on me. He agreed to be a hitman. It's only when you tell the truth you're set free, right? Was sent to take my life. And this is why I received a revelation in a dream. And my grandmother that passed showed me a screen, a movie screen. She was on the opposite side of the room, and I was on the other opposite side of the room. She pointed at the movie screen, and I saw her lifeless body on the ground. Exactly where they found her. And then she looked at me and she shook her head. And somehow I understood. I don't want that for you. I don't want that for you. It's as if I received the message telepathically. I just understood. And I woke up. And I didn't have to think about it. I didn't have to ask anybody. I didn't need anyone's permission. I just knew what's going to happen. I'm out. Anybody with sense would leave. Because when someone, an ancestor, gives you a warning, it's for a reason. And what I love about God is He confirms it. He confirms it when I have dreams that the Judas is trying to strangle me. Yeah. He confirms it when I have dreams that he's trying to throw me in the ocean. You're trying to kill me. And as much as I wanted to say, that's not who I knew. Could that be him? After everything I did I ever know him? Why did I deserve that? Am I meant to be single? will I ever trust again? Is something wrong with me? Oh, people, I had questions. People, I went inside because I said, this is the last time. This is the last time. That I overextend myself in the capacity that I did. This is the last time that I give. I'm tired of saying give and not receive. Because I was playing around with the word called potential. Because I was put under mind control. Because there were groups doing spell work on me. Church members that are Christian during the day and devils during the night. You would never suspect them because you'll hear comments like, do you know the Lord? No, do you really know the Lord? We love God. Meanwhile, you're inviting me to your house for dinner after you work on my food, right? And you serve me and my child, right? Right. It's a lot to heal from, people. But I always come back, people. And I always will, people. Y'all ready for infinity and beyond? Just the question. Because my God always picks me up. So even after all that trauma of learning, you was married to a man that entered the marriage to kill you. Okay. To be a spy. Okay. To use you. Okay. In more ways than one. Okay. To steal from you. To laugh at you. To tell people you're crazy. To have the audacity to say that I have the same profession with those streetwalkers you steal my money from and give. You pay for sex. Are you disgusted with yourself yet? I said, are you disgusted? There's a big difference when you hear somebody you was with cheated with a woman, right? Someone in your caliber, right? You're not going to like it, right? But it wasn't a prostitute. Damn. There was no coming back. Yo, are you serious? Mind you, it is a self-proclaimed, like she was proud of it. Yeah. I always knew my complexion could take me a long way, so I used to be a prostitute. Yo. Let's see how you messed up. First of all, you slept with a prostitute, right? You stole my money to fund a child that she said was yours, that wasn't yours, right? Okay. And you stole my money to give her so she could pay to do black magic on me, right? With the money you stole from me, right? Do you believe in God? No, you don't. I'm going to ask you the question again. Do you believe in God? You can't. Because you would understand. When you read the scriptures that you claim you've read, that you don't want his wrath. And you know he don't play about his own. Anybody else could have seen me any other way. But you know me. You know me. You know why? Because I showed up as I was, right? Because that's what I believed in, right? That's what I still believe in, right? But God made it after you and your prostitute crew made the death of me by drowning me in black magic. Performing my funeral. I cannot believe. Sometimes I can't believe what I'm even saying. Conducting a funeral for me, for ritual. Sacrificing me. Somebody who forgave you after you lied. Who was faithful to you. Even after your impotence. The first week of marriage. Why? Because your harem of prostitutes made you limp. Because they did not want this union. The only way they would accept this union is if I was a prostitute. In fact, in her lies, signing up for my class, I didn't even know you even knew her. I didn't know that. I introduced y'all. Y'all act like you didn't know each other. She introduced you to your daughter. Remember that? Smiled and giggled. I guess she don't know she's paying my child support. It was funny then, wasn't it? Wasn't it? Wasn't it? Hey, I'd rather laugh last. I'm going to tell you, that could happen over and over and over and over again. But as long as I laugh last, you see me now. Just asking because you didn't see me then. Right? Discovering the lame excuse of why you were also allowing your harem of prostitutes to claim that my health was faulty is because you discovered that some of your friends were interested in me. Was it not? You thought I didn't know, right? So in order for you to stop them from chasing me, you then lie about my health. Not a white lie, right? But a lie that made God angry. Because He knows me. He knows I don't play about my health. He knows that there's not one time I was in a struggle. And so there was not one time I needed to be a streetwalker. Are you serious? So then it wasn't enough for you to say that I was a streetwalker. You had to dig in some more and say, and her health is faulty, right? Mind you, I never hid anything from you. And you heard my doctor, did you not? There's nothing wrong with you. Am I right? God was there, right? And so when you took it upon yourself to say that I was a streetwalker, my health was contagious, and you went as far and digging some more. She had an abortion. Do you know how much I love children? Do you know my first job was working with children? Do you know majority of my career was working with children? And you said, me, somebody who worked with children Monday through Friday, then Saturday was a youth leader, then Sunday was a Sunday school teacher, right? That I did an abortion. Guess what? You made God angry. And so although you did it behind my back, God gave me the revelation that you would have that disease. Ain't that something? The one you wished for me. Let's keep that hush hush. In fact, it was revealed to me, he allowed your harem of hoes to make you impotent because he didn't want us together to begin with. You would be putting me at risk. No. You thought you was going to get away with all of that? You went down low. Yeah, you went low. And so because you didn't want your friends to look at me, I deserved to have the title of what? Can you even look in the mirror? I know we will never talk again. By choice. But can you even look in the mirror? I don't know how you do it. I could never do that to someone who never did anything wrong to me. I could never do that to a stranger. Me? Say that somebody did an abortion, that she was a streetwalker, and her health was faulty? Stranger or not? I've read the scriptures you claimed you read. And I've gained the knowledge that when you come after God's own, hey, mm, mm-mm. Child. You must have been on drugs at that time because you really must have been on drugs. That's why I know you was on drugs, because if you went there, and like I said, I've maintained my reputation my entire life, right? And it would take someone I married to defame my character. It would take someone I married to say I was a streetwalker. It would take a man I married who said I belong to the rainbow tribe. Oh man, you made God angry. You made God angry. Yo! And the sad part is, prayer can't help you now. Yeah, I said it. I said it. Even prayer can't help you now. Mm-mm. Not when I was asked. See, this is how favored I am. Y'all who don't know. I was asked by the spirit world. Right? What do you want? For justice. Because I asked for justice. Because I never in my life have gotten my hand dirty in any type of magic. Low vibrational magic. And I believe in assisting and co-creating and manifesting my life. I believe in all of that. But I'm not going to get involved in any type of magic that would curse somebody, that would kill somebody, that was evil, that was satanic, that would be a sex ritual. Yeah, I went there. Ain't that what you came for? Isn't that why you sent the self-proclaimed prostitute to try to befriend me by coming to my class, signing up for my class, not knowing if y'all knew each other, and then her having my phone number because she was a student and calling me 3 times a day until I got sick of her. And I even mentioned it to you, like, I don't know what this lady's on, but I don't talk to nobody 3 times a day, let alone a woman. What you want from me? I'm getting masculine vibes. Oh, I don't think you should talk to her. She seems like a bad person. Why didn't you take the opportunity to say, yeah, I think she's my baby mama? Huh? Why did you allow their rewind. Why did you allow your satanic coven and harem of whores to say that I came to break up a happy home? When your whore sent you to money launder, to steal my money. This is what makes it fraudulent. You conspired with them. And then you said, you allowed her to say, I was trying to break a happy home. Are you human? Tell the truth. Are you human? Or are you a fallen angel? Unmask yourself. Unmask yourself. You think I don't know about your little secret? You think I don't know you worship Lucifer? Think I don't know you sold your soul? You think I don't know that you and your evil coven and harem of whores are targeting and recruiting young people from your communities to conduct sex rituals, to corrupt, to sex traffic? Let me make your mouth drop, okay? I'm going to make your mouth drop because you don't know. I know how far the rabbit hole goes. I know. Your intention with me was to abuse me, sexually, for manipulation and manifestation purposes. I was your good luck charm, ain't it? Right? So it was through me you gained abundance, wasn't it? You ever heard she was born with it? I said, have you ever heard she was born with it? Right? And so since I was raised a certain way and I never was in divination, I didn't know my inheritance. Right? I know now. And I know that's why you're mentally ill, because I walked away. Remember how much you said, I'm going to be a millionaire. I'm going to be a millionaire. Right before we got married. Because some witch doctor told you that if you kill her, you'll be able to gain her inheritance. Yeah. Forget I married her. Who cares? I'm trying to get rich. Hey, the people at home are counting on me. My homies are counting on me, right, black man? Question. I said question. So you agreed to marry a black woman. Right, black man? So you could abuse her sexually, expose her to sex trafficking, did you know? Let me remind you that I just told you your mouth is about to drop, okay? I said it, right? Okay, trigger warning, okay? Did you know that I know that after you kill me, y'all was ready to sell my organs? Damn! She found out. Do you know that I know that people, quote unquote, that are chosen that their organs will make you filthy rich? So yeah, you could pick up your mouth now. More to come. But I knew that for a minute now, just like I know a lot more that I'll share in due time. You see? And this is why I know you don't believe in God, because if you did believe in God, and I fall under that description of chosen, right? Which means I'm God's own, right? Which means who's coming for you? Who's serving you your sentence? You see how he brought you to your knees? You would have never thought that, huh? That he would have used me to put you on your knees, right? Because you've put enough women down in your coven and harem of whores on their knees, right? You know you didn't play that with me, right? Tell the truth and shame the devil. You know your limitations, right? So understand this. When you come after somebody who God loves as much as he loves me, to give me visions and dreams, to unmask you before I became in a reality of no return. He protected me. He said, you better get out there. I have better for you. You better leave that. And although I didn't know what he had for me, especially, I kind of was disgusted by human beings in general. We being real, right? Not believing I could trust anybody. But I was giving another revelation that you would meet someone as you do the work I tell you to do. Just do what I tell you to do. You ain't got to look. You ain't got to go nowhere. Do what I tell you to do, and I'll take care of the rest. In fact, I'll give you the best. Let me do the choosing for you this time, because in the past, it didn't get you anywhere, did it? Let me do the choosing for you this time. And like he said, I continued and shared words of encouragement and tried to teach the community things that I was learning and ways that we can improve ourselves and show up for our children and raise our vibration, because God has a plan. He's trying to raise us, but a lot of us are holding back. No, I don't want you to make me better. I want to stay where I'm at because I'm comfortable here. When the key is, as you raise your vibration, your bloodline benefits. You leave legacies. And this is why two people can be married and never have a child and get divorced. I'm telling you real talk, because these are friends of my parents. Been married 20 years. Ain't never had a child. Once the divorce came and she mated with someone else and he mated with someone else, they're both parents. Ain't life strange? And that's what I was told. Yes, I'm aware that your harem of whores were doing black magic in areas of my fertility and all of that crap. I'm aware of that. And I'm also aware he came for them. Yeah, I know that part too. Ouch. Everything y'all did for me, to me, and everything you said about me, he made it real in your life. Praise God. I said praise God. See, this is why you got to watch your mouth. Watch your mouth. Because some people, you say something out of order. Some people, you lie on them. That's your life. You get it? You know why? I don't look for trouble. I don't ask for trouble. In fact, if there's trouble, I'm gone. And so for you to be gang stalking me even after we're divorced, oh, yeah, you was asking for trouble. You clearly was. Doing black magic on my love life and black magic on my finances and black magic in every area, even targeting an innocent child. Yeah, he was taking notes, more notes, more notes, more notes. Even gave me revelations, even used me to tell you that you will bow down. Didn't I tell you that? Wasn't my Facebook page public at that time? When I said that you and your crew will all bow down and say God is who? I'm waiting. He's waiting. We're waiting because God is God. You feel me? I told you it will be on an international platform that you will get judged because you will be utilized as the examples. Yes, y'all are the examples on how he will keep us in check. And so what everyone is witnessing, even though you and your entire crew, or entire family of demons connected by blood, sleeping with each other, mating with each other, parenting with each other, still can't touch me. Wasn't it I that told you that you're going to lose everything? Your entire fortune. Because you used all of it to pay practitioners to kill me. Right? Wasn't it a joke? Wasn't it a moment of humor? Wasn't it a time to mock me? No, wasn't it? I'm waiting. Isn't that what you all are witnessing? Y'all ever heard broke is a joke? Y'all so broke that even after I discarded you, you're still doing love spells. Oh, I need someone to take care of me. Yeah. I need someone to pay my child support fees. God forbid. What you take me for? So you gonna go out there. Did I send you? In fact, did I benefit anything from you? Did I benefit anything? Tell me one thing. Did you ever pay a bill? Did you ever stand up for me? Did you ever assist me financially? There was not a single red cent that I benefited from all of my efforts. And you believe in God. You believe in going and being a thief, a con artist by career, a hitman on the side, a murderer. You have a trail, a spiritual trail of how many lives you've taken. Y'all know about the paper trails, right? But y'all forgot about the spiritual trails. So, if at the beginning you showed up as yourself, we wouldn't even have gotten anywhere, because you would have been coming up short. Isn't that why what you told me? The reason I didn't tell you the truth is because if I did, you wouldn't have married me. Well, we ain't married. Ain't that something? So you think after everything that went down, that in your sickness, yes, we'll go to the facts, that I, who was victimized and used as target practice for spell work and study of how effective the spell work is. They had you invade my home and did spell work on me, and you were there calling them back. Oh, she's sick. Yeah, she has a cold, or she has a headache, or her back hurts, or yeah, I know now. I know why you was here. I was being used as a target practice. I was being sacrificed. Every spell known to mankind was being sent to me collectively. Right? And still to no avail. Guess who's going to see who goes first? You got to think about it. Do you really? Don't ever try to get on a battlefield when you don't got what it takes. I'm a teacher, right? And he kept his promise. Everything I deserved, he provided. I have to pause because although not many people have experienced this, there are times when you are so blessed that you don't know where to start from. And in fact, you're told not to share. Because soon as you share, they will begin their attacks again. You see, insanity is to do the same thing over and over and expect a different result. Is it not? Believe me, all my physical needs are well taken care of. I said all my physical needs are well taken care of. Some men are real men, right? And they don't have a load of, well, we won't even get into that. All my mental needs are well taken care of. Let me put that on repeat. All my mental needs are well taken care of. See, when people care about you, they look out for you. All my spiritual needs are well taken care of. I don't even have to say that a second time because you know that you know. Ain't that the truth? never wanted her to know her power. But God awakened me to it. And so he had to place me with someone that was my equal. Not an imposter. Not someone wearing a mask. Not someone who's money hungry. Not someone whose family pimps him out. To bring money home. Hey, you gotta pay the, what they call it? Sugar boogers some way, right? You need that cash. Ain't it? They need that cash to get their nails did. Ain't it? The moral of this story is consider your intentions before you do anything, especially when it relates to how you treat other fellow beings, spiritual beings, having a human experience. Respect each other. Respect yourselves. Live in integrity. Learn from other people's mistakes. And if someone harmed you, open your mouth. And stand up for yourself. You don't have to get in an argument. But you could leave a memory. I am who I am in the eyes of God. Nothing more. And never something less.